Alright, so this is the first game with HuK and Sigur. This map will be played on Kula Servain. This is the first bracket of the LSG Weekend Open. As you see at the top, we have Sigur and HuK playing our first game. The other games are going to be played at the same time as this one. We're going to be casting 2 of the games of round of 8, and then we're going to move to the quarter, and then semifinals, and then finally the finals. Okay. So, Zerg vs. Protoss. HuK, as everyone knows, is just a really great player. We might see him run over Sigur, but hopefully not. Hopefully it comes out really well. But, you know, you never know. We could see some crazy upset here. HuK's been telling us that he's been up for the last 30 hours on 7 hours of sleep, so he's probably pretty tired, and he has a tournament to go on tomorrow. So, get rid of my face, okay. I'll take the hint. I usually hide the webcam once the game starts, so don't worry, guys.
Everybody's freaking out.
Oh my god, freak out. I can see his face. Good lord. Alright, here starts the game. Once they load, looks like it has pretty slow load rate.
He's watching the teddy.
The teddy is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. So if you guys want to talk to me directly, Nally is the moderator here, and she's going to be relaying any important questions over to me, any comments that you guys have in the chat. So if you do want to contact me, just chat there, and it's going to be read by my chat moderator. So we got HuK down here at the bottom playing the green Protoss, and we have Sigur up top playing the Zerg, the orange Zerg. He is scouting the wrong direction with his overload. Looks like he is heading over to the eastern side, but looks like HuK is definitely not there. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of builds we got going on here. We got 9 probes out and nothing yet, so it doesn't look like we're gonna see any proxies, at least from HuK. Going relatively standard, throwing out his pylon. So nothing special yet. No gas, as we can note. I mean, gas is really early if we were to get it here. Sigur going for very standard, going for that overload. Now, it's interesting that he didn't go for any kind of a gas cancel, or even going for a 9 overload, which has been proven to be better than going for a 10 overload. It might just be a little lack of experience, or just felt that he didn't want to risk any kind of, mis-microing of the cancel or anything like that, so he decided to not go do that. And there's a little bit of a probe harassment on the drone here. And he's instead just going to throw down the extractor. No spawning pool yet, and he's at 14 count. Or was at 14 count for the extractor. So it looks like there's the spawning pool. Instead of going for the early expansion, he's decided to go for spawning pool. So wants to get his queen out a little bit quicker. I mean, he can go for a couple different routes from here. It's both economical to use this and powerful. I mean, you can still get lings out if you really needs to. And a scouting drone up here just beating on those rocks. He's like, I do not like your rocks. I'm going to spit some acid at you and try and take you down. But he's going to be there a while, since rocks do have quite a bit of health. And if we look at HuK, using a really good waypoint. He doesn't want his zealots popping out here, so he wants them over here, but not directly, which is great. And let's see what he throws down next. I'm expecting a Cyber Core, but if he goes for a 2-gate, we're going to look at some really early zealot pressure. There goes the Cyber Core. So he's going very standard, just tech build up. Whereas Sigur up here is getting his first queen out now. He's got lots of drones on mining. No Zerglings yet. Another overload coming out. And looks like the probe is just probably going to hide and then come check out stuff a little later. In HuK's base, just mining away. So no upgrades yet. There is metabolic boost going on, so the Zerg player is going for his speed. So he's got a couple lings out now. but it looks like more drones are going to be popping out. If we take a look at the production tab, we see 2 drones and metabolic boost, as well as a warp gate coming down for HuK. So he's going for a 1 gate warp gate, so this could lead to a couple different options. He could tech up, or he could just go for a warp gate, a large amount of gateways, go for a 3 or 4 gate push. Either way would be pretty standard, nothing special yet. That drone's just going to get wiped out. Not a very lack of micro there, maybe just a little bit of inexperience, but not a huge deal at this early stages of the game. It would have been important for Sigur to get a good look at what kind of tech HuK would be going for there, but he's not going to be able to see it, and it is Stargate tech. So I figured something like this was going to come. He had either a choice of going for Templar, could throw out a Robo, and going for some Colossus and or Immortals. But instead he's going to go for Hair, so he's going for Phoenixes, get those going. On the other side here, it looks like Sigur's finally got his tech going. He's going for a 1 base Spire. Now this is a little bit dangerous to go for, and I don't entirely agree with it, but maybe he's practiced this build before and he knows exactly what he's doing. It's really hard to tell. Just to give you guys a look at the bracket list again, we do have some really good players that we seeded into the match, but a lot of these players you've never seen before. It's because we took a lot of submissions from everyone, and we chose randomly who's going to be in this tournament. That means even low-level or relatively unknown players that are in Diamond have a chance to be in this tournament, which means you can go up against the greats, the HuKs, the other lag lovers, and all the others that were in the tournament. So it's a really interesting idea that we're trying to get through with all of our tournaments if we do future tournaments as well. That we want players to be able to play these high-level players, high-ranked players that get into these tournaments automatically, and give other players a chance to go up against them and see if they can beat a HuK, you know, if they're good enough to beat a HuK, even if they're first in Platinum, you know, or first in Diamond, my bad. But the Spire's just about finished here, and he is going for that hatchery, but it looks like Phoenix is going to be flying around the map, wasting all of these overlords, and 2 Phoenixes are already out. Another Phoenix is on the way, and 2 warp gates. Those rocks are down, so this expansion is going to be coming up pretty soon there, most likely. No mutas out yet. I don't see a lot of eggs. Here's all the eggs here. There are about 4 or 5 of them coming out, but not before a couple of these overlords die. Looks like 2 have died, a kill on each of these Phoenixes. But we're really going to see the power of these Phoenixes once they hit about 4, 5, 6 Phoenixes. They're going to be able to just lift off queens and just take them right out. And then once the queens are all dead, I mean, it's bye-bye drones. But looks like 4 mutas. And this is really the reason why I was kind of afraid of the Sigur's plan here. He's going for a 1 base muta strategy. He's not going to have a lot of muta out, but he is going to have them relatively quickly. But it looks like there's enough Phoenixes on the field to really kind of counter that. There's the queen going down, but a muta down here. Oh man, killing off these probes. A great job by Sigur. It looks like we got some sentries and stalkers coming in to finish off those mutas. No problem. I mean, there's only 4 of them. There's not really any kind of a threat. A couple probes did go down, but again, not a huge deal. It looks like Sigur is in the red in his food count, so too many overlords has died. That's probably why he hasn't been able to get out too many of these mutas. Oh, this is just so painful. He's at 44 or 44, and now he's losing more overlords. He's not going to be able to build any more units. This is so dangerous in Sigur's position. I mean, he's food capped, and every time he builds more overlords, they're just getting blasted out of the sky. And during this time, HuK is just building up a very strong warp gate army, and he's got the star guys still pumping out those Phoenixes. So he's just going to take full control of the map to destroy all these overlords. And the only thing that's really fighting him off, these 4 Hydras that he was able to get out before he got food capped. But 3 more overlords coming out. I mean, 3 more overlords, that's 300 minerals. That's a potential base. So, I mean, even though it's not an actual base, HuK is kind of killing off bases by killing all these overlords. And another queen just getting picked off by only 4 Phoenixes. That really isn't a lot of Phoenixes when it comes down to it. And I can see these Hydras. Oh, man. That is just disastrous. Sigur giving the LOL. He knows he's gone up against one of the greats, and looks like one of our first random seeded players is going to be going down to the great HuK. But even with, it shows that even with 7 hours of sleep, HuK's still able to finish it off. But you know, Spine Crawler's coming out. Maybe he might have a chance. Maybe I'm speaking to a little too early. But I mean, the Spires really hasn't done much. 4 Mutas came out and then got blasted out of the sky, and now Hydra's are trying to come out. More Overlords is dying. He's been in negative supply this entire game. I mean, it's very doubtful that HuK's going to lose this game at this point, but no problems over here. Oh, another Queen going on, another Hydra going down. Now, what do you guys think in chat? What do you think is a good counter to these Phoenixes in the air? What do you think Sigur should have gone as soon as he saw some Phoenixes flying around? I mean, Hydras is a good option. He went for Hydras. He did go for Mutas, but the Mutas were easily picked off by this amount of Phoenixes. And there's the GG. HuK moves on. And so game 1 goes to HuK.